right, hold on. Wait, hold on. Bam, I started this. I started this stream. Fuck it. All right. Let me just make sure it's coming through because I don't want to start some bullshit. I don't want to start talking, and I'm talking absolutely nothing. It ain't even recording. All right, yeah, it started. All right, so what's going on, everybody? Hello, happy. What's today? Happy Sunday. Oh shit, it's Sunday. Why did I think it was Friday? So I was supposed to stream earlier, didn't because I had some family issues at the hospital. No, it wasn't me. I didn't need to go to the hospital. It was not chicken nugget related. I've actually cut back on all of the chicken nuggets, he says, as he's looking at a packet of McDonald's barbecue sauce. But I'm okay. Family's okay. I overreacted. It wasn't corona related. It was just my grandmother going to get checked up. She had some bullshit that was going on. Thought you weren't streaming. Hebby, I got back early. I was actually just explaining that. Yo, Nicholas, you and them nuggets. God damn, man. Damn, where's everybody? Momo stay home. Oh yeah, I wanna go through that too. Apparently I got a lot of hope grandma gets better. No, there is no better that she can get. There's nothing wrong with her. Like, there's really nothing wrong with her. Like, she went to the hospital just to pick up some meds, and like because she's an elderly woman who has been in contact with people who has had the coronavirus, and she didn't contract it, and she's also not, but she is a carrier of it, but for some reason she can be a carrier of it, but it's not going anywhere. We're not going to talk about it. Just know I overreacted. They ran some tests on her. They're like, she's helping to contribute to, I guess, a vaccine or whatever, but whatever, grandma's okay. I overreacted. I'm good. Yo, Chief Dehater, what's going on? Static Shattuck, Momo stay home. Momo is joining the crew. You need to stop. Fuck Carrot. Carrot needs to stay her rabbit ass home. She needs to stay her rabbit ass back in Zoe. Chief D-Hater, what's going on? Other than having you in her life. Hebby, how is your cousin and sister doing? Luffy gives as Shanks did for him. Luffy gives as Shanks did for him. Shanks didn't take Luffy out because he didn't want to take Luffy out. He knew Luffy couldn't do anything for himself. Momonosuke was born in the new world. And he survived in the new world. That already puts him above any normal kid in the East Blue. Like, what the hell? I don't get why this so hard to stay. Yo, what's going on, Joker? Touche. Thank you. All right. So chapter 978. The fuck introducing the fucking Toby Robo. I'm not even, yeah, we gonna talk about this cover page because static doesn't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter. You're absolutely right. It doesn't matter. It does matter. This cover page, we knew what the fuck was going on. Correct me if I'm wrong, but everybody and their mother knew that the person he saved wasn't Chiffon. It was gonna be Lola. After this, I imagine maybe like 2 more cover pages of this stupid ass cover story. Lola's gonna ask him to marry Gotti. Shocking, like, oh my god, plot twist. He says yes. And after that, we get like 2 chapters from now, the cover is him, like, their wedding. They're getting married in the country of Passion, Dressrosa. They have a wedding. That's it. We need to move on from this fucking cover story because 1, it has been going on longer than the goddamn Orlumbus cover story, and 2, nobody cares. It's been going on longer than the Orlumbus portion of the Grand Fleet cover story, and that was a part of a whole nother series of a whole cover story in itself. But yeah, oh my god, this fucking chapter. Law has the scabbards on his ship, and the Minks, I guess, trailing with the straw hats and the samurai on their ships. Kid and Luffy being Kid and Luffy rushing in and shit. Now, double page spread this beautiful ass landscape. Now, when I first saw this page, I looked at it as, oh, I guess it's not that big. The skull is close to the foreground. I can see the stairs. I can see everything. And there's an umbrella right here, like in the foreground. So I guess it must not be that big. And there's a sword in the foreground. So I guess it must not be that big. And then, because, you know, the eye is instantly drawn to these massive objects in the foreground, and you see the skull in the back, so it must not be that big. I mean, I knew that had to be, excuse me, I knew that had to be a giant sword, first off. But the thing that caught me off guard is when I was looking around and like, reading the scans, I didn't pay much, like, I just skimmed through it because I was waiting for the official. When you see the goddamn ships, now one, the Sunny is massive. Compared to the Going Merry, the Sunny is a fucking massive ship. The rest of these ships, fucking massive. Now look at that in comparison to one of these fox statues that they're sailing past. What the fuck? This island, Onigashima in itself, is absolutely massive. And those stairs heading up into the skull, we know that Kaido's castle is towards the back, right? Rockstar, you here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And I'm also here with Rockstar. I forgot to introduce him. Say hi.
Hey guys.
Rockstar. If y'all don't know, Rockstar is a veteran of Silver Streams. He's been here for some Game Awards, I believe, and I think one E3, and a lot of discussions, even on the old channel. So thank you, Rockstar. Thank you for being here. You're always appreciated. Always appreciated. If Rockstar is that Rockstar from Shanks' crew?
No.
Oh my god.
When I named myself on Discord, I actually forgot that Rockstar was a person on Shanks' crew, so I just it's literally my nickname from back home. So that's how I got my
Javon
nickname.
Javon Davis said, "Hi Rockstar," and piss off Silvers. Oh, well, I mean, if that's how you feel. Cover page makes me want to wife Chiffon. Makes you want to wife Chiffon for what? For what? And plus, she has a baby with a mafia boss. Like, you really want that problem? I don't think you do. My bad, Rockstar. You were saying something about Onogashima.
I'm pretty sure Kaido's thing is up the back, like you said. Yeah,
All right.
it is. I mean, I can't get over how big that sword is.
Now, is the sword here for a reason? Is the sword here for a reason? I want to say no because we don't have any giants here. We don't have any giants here, and we don't have any giants on our side. On our side here, and the giants that we do have, they're not big enough to carry this sword. They're not big enough to hold this sword. Now,
I'm wondering,
go ahead.
could this be a sign that the Whitebeards are coming, and Oz Junior takes that sword?
Maybe, but I've been like talking to people in Discord, Twitter, and like on Thriller Bark, and I've seen a lot of discussion about that. Because we all expect Marco to show up regardless. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Hold on, give me 1 second. I gotta mute real quick. Rockstar, I will be.
Okay. Ooh.
Your stream. Hi everybody. Welcome to stream hype. Yes, they can.
Nicholas.
Rockstar, pay no attention to them. Pay no attention to them. Those are people that I know in life. Do not pay attention to them. They need to go. They need to go. Y'all niggas need to leave. Y'all niggas need to leave. Kid Fruit could lift it. Nicholas, I do agree that Kid's Fruit could lift it. But what I'm imagining is Luffy in Gear 4 on some massive strength feat shit grabs that sword and just flings and just like swings it once. I'm here for life. Oh my fucking god. Yo, Mike, go to bed. Finish playing whatever the hell y'all was playing. What the hell? Go finish playing Call of Duty. Smoothie's going to use it. Yo, Joker. Can Smoothie get that big? I'm not sure, because the largest we've seen Smoothie get was like big enough to stand on a ship, and she'd have to absorb the entirety of this river plus more just to grab that. Silver's mad frustrated right now. I'm not frustrated. I'm really not frustrated. My thing is, my friends are assholes. My friends are assholes. All right. I love them. I hate that I love them. Silver's in a Russian tracksuit. I am not in a Russian tracksuit. I'm wearing jeans. All I got on is a track jacket. All right. Russian tracksuit. What the hell? But yeah, Luffy on some insane Gear 4 feet grabs the sword, and I think I was in Alfuji's stream, and he's an advocate for Zoro killing Kaido because swordsmen need to always kill dragons. Yo, Trent, what's going on, man? Trent Money. Yeah, he's an advocate for Zoro killing Kaido because swordsmen always kill dragons and shit like that. Ooh, excuse me. Now,
if that's the case, wouldn't it make more sense that Law kills him?
Either Luffy, Law, Kid, or somebody, or it. I'm not sure. At this point, I really don't know who kills Kaido if he dies at all. I do believe that Kaido does need to die this arc because he is too much of a massive power to just leave there. I see Zoro fighting against King. If Zoro kills Kaido, I'm dropping One Piece. Zoro killing Kaido, dare I say, I'm here for it. I think Zoro's not Yonko status. All right, the whole argument for Zoro killing Kaido is that on one side, people say if Zoro kills Kaido, that's gonna give Zoro the credit, but it is already established that Zoro is, I guess people assume, the vice captain of the Straw Hat Pirates. I believe he's the vice captain of the Straw Hat Pirates as well. So if he does kill Kaido, the world is gonna look at that as, damn, if the vice captain killed this emperor, what can the captain do? Zoro getting that reputation does, like, it's okay because Luffy still gets boosted in reputation, but in my opinion, what does that do to further the story? Luffy has, like, the supernovas, some of them, or as far as we know, only Kid has mentioned looking for the One Piece, and Oda even said that he had plans. He only had plans for Kid. He didn't intend for the supernova to really be a thing. He knew what Kid was and what he was gonna do with Kid, and he didn't intend for Law to be as popular as he did. Excuse me. So I think it would make a lot more sense that instead of Zoro killing Kaido, Zoro, he participates in the fight against Kaido, and he's able to deal damage to him, but Luffy delivers the final blow, and ultimately Kid is the one to kill Kaido. And when the word gets out that Kaido is dead or taken down, everybody gets credit for it, but ultimately it's Kid who gets the massive reputation boost because he was the one who actually did the deed. And that's how I see it going. Zoro being Yonko level, I'm sorry, I don't see it. And I get that the people who support Zoro killing Kaido say that it's not that Zoro's Yonko level. He is a part of the fight. It's just that he needs to mirror Ryuma in killing a dragon, which he already did his Ryuma mirror in Punk Hazard. But people say, oh, but that was an Eastern, that was a Western dragon. Okay, the dragon that Ryuma killed was a Western dragon. Like, it wasn't a Chinese dragon. It was not the same dragon that Kaido is. But if Zoro delivers one of the final 3 strikes, then Zoro's go. Oh, yo, Trent. Listen, man, I do believe that Zoro is going to participate in the Kaido fight. I do believe he's going to be a big, big help in terms of taking Kaido down. But I don't see Zoro using Enma to water wheel Kaido's head off. Like, I don't see it. It doesn't seem like plausible to me. And on top of it, Zoro's main gripe isn't with Kaido. Like, yes, he wants to take out Kaido, but that's just because it's the plan. It's the plan. Yes, he does have some emotional investment in taking out Kaido because, you know, he's grown attached to Momonosuke and Hiyori for that matter. But the reason that Kaido is in Wano the reason that Kaido has dealings in Wano is due to the fact is like a big part of Orochi, and Zoro has already said, I'm going to take out Orochi. Like, I'm taking him out. No, like, full stop. He didn't say I'm taking out Kaido. Zoro's main issue is with Orochi, and that's who I think Zoro is going to ultimately take out. And the idea of Zoro fighting King and Sanji fighting Queen, if Luffy last arc was barely able to beat Katakuri, and I still don't think that he won that fight. I think Katakuri let him go. Like, Katakuri just chose not to continue the fight out of respect because, like, Luffy, that's the kind of will that Luffy has. I don't think that Zoro and Sanji are able to, like, compete with somebody like King yet. I don't see it. Back on the chapter though. Where the fuck was I? Oh yeah, we're moving into Onigashima into the port. Well, we passed the port, but another port, and my boy Usopp, coming in with the headshots. Boom. The guards are out there drinking and shit. They spot the ships and Usopp just plop headshots one of them with one of these pop green sleep grass. My boy is actually doing some shit. Like, don't underestimate Usopp. And of course we switch over. We see Jinbei driving the steer. We got Jinbei at the helm. We have Jinbei at the fucking helm. Oh, wait. Going back real quick to, like, on viz.com/Shonen Jump /One Piece chapter 978 chapter on page 2 and 3. Why the fuck is Carrot there? We see the Scabbards with Law, we see the Minks, we see the Samurai, and we see the Straw Hats. Why the fuck is Carrot there? I swear to God, y'all can at me with this. If Carrot leaves with the Straw Hats, if Carrot joins at the end of Wano, if Carrot is on the crew at the end of Wano, I'm dropping One Piece for 2 chapters. For 2 chapters, I'm dropping One Piece. And on the 3rd chapter, I will do a stream of all 3 chapters. Because eventually, I'm going to be okay with it. I wasn't okay with I didn't like the fact that Frankie joined at the end of Water 7. And I was upset, but now I absolutely love Frankie. He's hilarious. All right. I don't fucking. Why the fuck is Carrot here? Why is Carrot here? I hope she dies. I really does. I really do. No, let me. All right, I ain't gonna go that far. But Usopp coming in with the high tier headshots. Like, he probably got the tactical nuke already. Carrot Sulong versus Pero Sparrow over to Shigi versus Monet. Carrot didn't fight Pero Sparrow and Sulong. Might be some. Wait, Usopp usually fights person responsible for everything like Spandam, Sugar, and Perona. I agree with you, but not on the Perona thing. I like Cuddy Flam, not Frankie though, especially post time skip Frankie. Future matchup. I mean, I mean, Carrot can only go so long for like what, less than 5 minutes, and once a month at night. How many times have we seen the Straw Hats going up against somebody at night and outside at that? I mean, and
Also,
go ahead.
Javon, shut up with your disrespect on Tashigi. She is awesome. Fuck you.
I like Tashigi, and I've said this multiple times. She just has a really, really bad habit of going after people way out of her league, and when she loses, she has a chip on her shoulder, like you have to kill me. That's the swordsman's honor. It's like she's fighting just so she can die a swordsman's death. And like Law said, the weak don't get to choose how they die. And I agree with that shit wholeheartedly. Tashigi needs to man the fuck up. No sexism there, but yeah, she needs to man the fuck up.
Yeah.
But yeah, yo, Usopp with the high tier headshots. He got the tactical nuke, UAVs and all. If Usopp, all of these opponents that we have here in Onigashima, if Usopp does not get a 1v1, I'm going to be pissed. She needs to woman up. Yeah, J-Wolf, she needs to woman the fuck up. There we go. Usopp needs a 1v1, or if not a 1v1, let him tag team with somebody. And I don't mean like a close range fighter and Usopp is playing support in the background. Let Usopp be the main fighter and somebody else playing support. I would love to see how that will play out. A sniper as the main fighter with somebody else in the background playing support. I would love that shit. I would love that. I would love to see how Oda actually like uses that, especially in a setting like this. Don't get your hopes up, Silvers. Joker, don't get my hopes up for what? Oh yeah, for Usopp's 1v1. Yeah, I don't. My hopes are not that high, but I really do want it to happen. I want Usopp to get a 1v1 because when One Piece first started, I was in love with the idea of swordsman because at the time I got into One Piece, every anime was all basically just like Dragon Ball. People shooting lights and lasers out of their hands or eyes or mouths. And if they did use a sword, it wasn't their primary thing. And when I saw Zoro, I fell in love with One Piece. And as One Piece went on and we saw people using guns and gunmen, but they weren't like delved in all that much, I started to fall in love with gunmen even more. Like I started to fall in love with gunmen, and now I want to see a gunman or a sniper actually have a fight, like a serious fight. Go ahead.
The issue is like a sniper's main role is to provide cover for those
and support.
Close. So, like, as much as yes, I would love him to have a 1v1 fight, it would have to be against another
range fighter. And the idea that I had was because hold on, where's that map of Onigashima? Because I know we had a tiny map. Fuck it, I'll find it on Google. But the way that I picture it, since Onigashima is in the background, is in the back of the skull, and like a skull is like hollow and shit. Ooh, excuse me. Hold on. Onigashima.
Orochi will beat Zoro.
Onigashima. Hold on. Give me a second. God damn. Oh, yo. Revujo. His what's name's right there. That's funny. Like one of his piece artworks is right there. I can't. Oh, here it is. Game? No, that's not it. All right. Move this over here. This is the map of Onigashima. Open. Bam. That's not fucking a good picture, but who cares? It's not the best picture in the world. But yeah, here's a picture of Onigashima. We're right here currently. Hold on. Let me move the Discord thing down so I can see the chat. Yeah. All right. So this is Onigashima. This is where we are right now currently. And if we're going into the skull and Kaido's castle is here, I imagine we have a big Marineford style brawl somewhere inside the skull, big battlefield. And I want there to be a sniper on Kaido's castle, and they're picking off samurai one by one, or like trying to. And Usopp is down in the trenches firing back, and Usopp is maneuvering through the battlefield to get another angle on this sniper who's just as good as him. They're firing through. Usopp has to counter that sniper while at the same time trying to move around to get a good angle so he can get the shot off on that sniper. And on top of it, he has to make another incredible fucking shot. Maybe he can even he'd even have to like tap into his observation hockey in some way. I would love for Usopp to have a sniper fight, but that's just me. That really is just me. Bam, bam. That's just me. I want Usopp to have a clean fight. I like how a lot of mobile sniper fights happen, especially in anime and manga. As few of them they are. Like in Trigun, he had Vash had to fight a sniper who had his gun mounted on the ground that could shoot like a mile away. He really had to maneuver around like this old western looking town to get a good angle off, but it was all misdirection just so he could get closer. I would absolutely love that. Silvers, do you think the end of Wano Luffy can beat any Yonko 1v1? I think by the end of Wano, Luffy will be in Emperor tier to the point where the fight is 50-50. Like, it would still be a big argument, and after his next big bout with whoever the next villain of Tower of God. Why did I say Tower of God? The next villain in the next arc is, whether it be Big Mom, because I think that she's going to Elbaf, or whether we're going straight into Blackbeard or some other big antagonist. I think after that, Luffy will be able to fight any Emperor 1v1. As crazy as it may seem. God damn, chat was really going, like, damn. Just like Spandam, he needed somebody to guard or to protect him. Yeah. Kinemon told you this in Zoe. We saw in this flashback, Orochi, coward, liar, to say the least. Static, yes, Orochi is a coward and a liar, but he still has a Zoan Devil Fruit, and that Zoan Devil Fruit does give him some sort of strength, regardless of how strong you think he is. Orochi is still has some kind of strength to where any normal samurai running around Wano probably can't beat him. Can you be strong and a coward? Why try then? Yes, you can. Look at Usopp. I'm not like by no means is Usopp weak. In comparison to like Luffy, sure. He is weak, but in the scope of the world that he's in, Usopp is not weak. This man clears like dozens of enemies at a time. Fishmen at that, who are supposed to be like 10 times stronger than the average strong man. Like, Usopp by no means is weak. And yeah, he's still a coward. Nami's a coward, and she controls the goddamn sky.
Hell, even Chopper's a bit of a coward, and some would argue he's as strong as Frankie.
Right?
Like, you can be strong and be a coward.
Yeah, right.
It's just
Usopp
very common.
in Punk Hazard, the anime, for some reason, the anime changed this. In Punk Hazard, Usopp went up into Vegapunk's lab, and it was a bunch of like his goons in there. And like they just started bad mouthing Luffy. Usopp no diffed every single person in there. He no diffed every person. Like to the point where they off screened it. Next time we saw Usopp, he was on the computer looking at shit, and everybody behind him was just KO'd. Usopp's strong. It's just he's a coward, but Usopp has strength. And Orochi being a byproduct of old Wano, he may have been like bottom of the barrel of old Wano, but they were big fodder. Regardless, he can still even if they were fodder, those fodder are still wiping out any normal person. Like one of those fodder is most likely taking out like 10 normal people, and Usopp cleared an entire room of them. In Fishman Island, Usopp was clearing scores of fishmen who in Usopp's first fight of the series, well, was it? No, I think it was like his second fight of the series, because he took a shot at Django. He fought Chu, and he was hauling ass. Like, he was getting his ass whooped until he snuck him with a hammer and just beat his face in. Usopp was wiping out scores of them. What the fuck? All they have is guns. They normal humans. All they have is guns and animal body parts. Like, animals in One Piece and not. Usopp would be legendary. And what do you mean all they have are guns? You do know Sanji got shot, right? Sanji got shot.
Yeah.
They were like, guns actually do things. It's just that the people in One Piece know how to counter guns to the point where it just they don't look significant.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
plus, fodder is basically Paradise mid-tier. Like,
that's what I'm saying. All right, back on the chapter. Hold up, back on the chapter. The ships that the samurai came in on start to sink. People are wondering, nigga, this is our samurai. This is the samurai will. This is the will of the samurai. This is the samurai code. No turning back. Point of no return. So it's either it's all or nothing. Either we die here or either we accomplish what we came here to do or we die. Then Kinemon pulls out some shit that I'm a little confused about. It's a closed gate or some shit.
Yeah.
Like even right here in the thumbnail, Luffy, it puts on the Beast Pirate uniform. I'm confused about this because don't you need a rock or some shit on your head for Kinemon's power to work? How is he setting up a gate to just transform clothes? I know it's not important. It's just like, hey, we need everybody to put on disguises really quick, so this is how we do it. But Kinemon's power was you need a rock, a leaf, or something in order to transform your clothes. And he said if you take them off, they'll disappear, or if they get damaged, they'll disappear. So but yeah, that's just not important though.
Maybe his devil fruit has awoken off screen or something.
Wait, you said his devil fruit is awakened off screen?
Oh no. That's the best explanation I can come up with.
Alright, this shit don't matter. It really don't. They needed disguises, and Kid and them are like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, I don't like this shit. And Killer, I like that Oda staying consistent in Killer's dialogue. He's going fwa fwa. He's still laughing. Oda did not forget the fact that Killer is he's lost his emotions. He can only laugh. I like the consistency. It makes sense. Kinemon said it's called Keen's Clothing Company. Yo, if Kinemon actually put some effort into it, I guarantee this man could be the richest person in the world. He would sell.
Yeah.
He would sell people clothes. He would sell people clothes, and then once they take them off at night and they disappear, they'd have to come back and buy more. If he marketed that the correct way, he would be the richest person in the One Piece world.
Imagine me if he teamed up with what's that starfish called again?
What's the who?
The
Oh,
starfish.
Papagoo, the criminal clothing line. The criminal clothing line.
That teamed up.
You know what's crazy? You can actually buy those clothes. Like the criminal clothing
Serious?
line, yeah, you can actually buy those. Like I said, I work at the airport and I see a lot of different people from a lot of different countries, and a guy walked off of a plane with that logo on his shirt, and I'm like, oh shit, I'm like, oh damn, that's cool. And I asked him like, hey, is that a One Piece shirt? He said, yes, but it's its own clothing line. It's called Criminal. Like it's an actual clothing line. Hold on, give me 1 second. Rockstar, can you entertain the chat real quick? I got somebody's knocking on my door. BRB.
Okay. Entertain you.
Yes, entertain.
How am I going to do that? Usopp is so underestimated just because of his cowardice and because he's part of the weak trio. Yes. He's not weak. Like, the thing we've got to remember is that
Okay, I'm here. I'm back.
Okay.
It was just my little brother. He wanted me to charge his tablet because he broke his. Give me like 2 seconds.
Ooh,
Boom. There's that.
wanted to fight against Doflamingo for violence sake, but
Sanji
his
wanted to fight against
opportunity-
Doflamingo for violence sake, but his opportunity backfired. Sanji had no chance against Doflamingo. I'm sorry. Sanji is strong enough to the point where he'd be able to put up a fight, but ultimately he'd lose.
yeah,
Like
probably.
he'd be able to do a lot of damage to Doflamingo, but I don't think Sanji would ever be able to beat him. At that time.
Yeah.
At that time, I'm not sure how Sanji would fare against Doflamingo right now.
I think Dofi would have high dipped mid to high.
I'd say he would have mid-diff Sanji. Like I said, Sanji is fast, and his speed like increases the weight of his kicks. Like Kizaru said, a lot of damage. He would have been able to do a lot of damage. I do think he would have been able to do a lot of damage, Trent Money, but I don't think he would have been able to beat him. Like when I say a lot of damage, I mean if Doflamingo's health was like 10,000, Sanji would have been able to do like 4,000 ticks worth of damage. That's a lot of damage. He would have been able to do like 4,000 points worth of damage, and then he would have lost. Usopp still MVP of Dressrosa. The shot that Usopp took in Dressrosa was hype, and I love the like the observation hockey boost that he got during that arc. But that's 40%. No, yeah, I do think he'd be able to do it. 25% tops? Really? All right. 40, maybe not 40%. But I'm not saying 25%. I'd go like 30, 35. That's what I'm going with. 30, 35. Then Usopp. Then I was about to say Usopp. Then Sanji would get taken out because Doflamingo is doing more damage to Sanji than Sanji can take. I mean,
Yeah.
we saw what he was doing to Luffy, and I don't think Sanji's armament hockey is strong enough to stop Doflamingo the way that Luffy was. The way that Luffy was able to. Like, Luffy hockeyed up, I think it was his chest. I think it was like his stomach to stop Doflamingo's strings from piercing through his body. But yeah, back on the chapter, after everybody gets disguised up, we start heading into Onigashima, and everybody is partying something fierce, and we see a Pooh on the turntables. Now this is confusing to me for one simple fact, and that is I didn't know that technology was that advanced in One Piece. Yes, we do have TVs, we do have computers. 35 post raid suit. I'll meet you at 30 at best. 35 post raid suit. Okay. 30, yes. Raid suit Sanji, I'm giving him 40 to 45. Maybe 50. Hell.
Right? So, gee, I'm giving him 60. I think he's that strong.
Yeah, and you also got to remember, certain characters. Yo, Silvers, are you seeing Kinemon's awakening Are you seeing Kinemon's awakening happening soon or what? I don't think Kinemon's gonna awaken his Dofru. I really don't. There's no point. But yeah, Sanji post raid 2, you gotta remember, Doflamingo's in prison. He's not training, he's not working on getting stronger. Sanji is getting higher and higher every time he fights. Like every time we see him. And he only tried the raid suit once, as far as we know. Well, he used it in a fight, and then he used it to spy on the girls in the bathhouse. So he's understanding the raid suit more and more. So I'd give Sanji 45 to 50, maybe 60 after Wano, and then like midway through the next arc, depending on what the fight is, or like midway through the next big antagonist. I'm saying Sanji's beating Doflamingo. Maybe. Because I'm not sure. LOL, Kinemon Awakening designer clothes. Alright. Everybody's partying. Apu on the turntables. I'm not understanding why everybody is so bent on Apu versus Brook for a music battle. I get the want for I understand the need for mirror fights. Like, I want Usopp to fight a sniper. I want Zoro to fight an actual swordsman. Like, just the swordsman. No devil fruit enhancements. Just swordsman. Just the swordsman. And, yeah. Like, I understand the need for that, but I don't get the want for Apu versus Brook just because they both like music. The fight isn't even a mirror fight because Apu's not a swordsman. It's just musician versus musician. But people are talking about a music, like a rap battle or some shit. And no, we've never. I mean, if Brook's music is doing if the music battle is doing damage to each other, because we know that Apu does, like, when he like bangs on his chest or whatever, he can make explosions. And when Brook plays music, he can like fuck with people, I guess. If the fight is like that, I guess so. Don Quixote, wait, Joker, we've seen Apu fight this arc? Really? We've seen Apu fight? The last time we saw Apu, he was coming back with the numbers. I don't remember him fighting anybody this arc. I don't see appeal, Brook. I don't see the appeal either, Static. Like that, it's confirmed Brook versus Apu rap battle. Hell no. I don't know who Apu fights, but if it's Brook, it better not be a music battle. It better not, or if music is incorporated into it, it's just because it's their fighting styles. Because we know Apu makes music when. We know Apu has music when, like, on his teeth, his arms are like horns, and he bangs on his chest as a drum. But aside from that, there better not be no music. Brook going to do Apu, them did the Clarence and 8 Mile. Oh my fucking god. Jesus Christ.
Oh, nah. It, like, Brook would be low diff by Apu. I'm sorry.
Low
diff? I like Brook.
I love Brook, and I don't like Apu, but I don't think it'd be a low diff. I don't think it'd be a low diff because we don't really know what Apu can do, and he's supposed to be one of the contemporaries. He's a supernova. He was one of the people at Sabaody who was in the same category as Luffy. Now, I know so was Bonnie, and I don't think Bonnie is much of a capable fighter, but Apu had the stones. He had the gall to attack an admiral just to see how strong he was, just to fuck with him. I don't think Apu's weak by any means. I think he's above Frankie and Brook, but I think Apu is probably closer to Sanji and Zoro than he is to like Brook and Brook and Frankie. Brook is likely to fight someone who has a sword among the Flying Six. We will get to the Flying Six. We will absolutely get to the Flying Six. Moving on. Queen is getting everybody hyped up. He's Apu's hype man. He's calling out everybody, the waiters, the people waiting to get their smile fruits. Those are waiting smile fruits. The pleasurers, those who lost the bet and laugh. The pleasurers are the ones who ate smile fruits, but they didn't get powers. They just lost their ability to. They're just laughing. And then we got the gifters, those blessed with smile fruits, and now they have their abilities. And then we got the headliners. Okay, yeah. We got the headliners, the chosen gifters. That's crazy because in the scan version, that doesn't say headliners. Yeah, that doesn't say headliners. Now, we know that Sheep's Head was a headliner, but Sheep's Head was a special type of headliner. Sheep's Head, in my opinion, was and still is the best smile user that we've ever seen. In my opinion, he is still the best smile user to ever show up in Kaido's crew. To be honest, I'm still not liking Kaido's army. I'd rather have the Alabasta Kingdom army. I don't like the smile users. I don't think they're threatening. Unless you want to go with Batman from the anime, who has telekinesis to control arrows and apparently is strong enough to bat Luffy away, a hockeyed up Luffy with just his wing. But yeah, in the scans, that didn't say headliners. It said something else. And then Queen calls on the Toby Roppo, and he gets no cheer. He gets no reply. He gets absolutely no reply. Ignored as always. King is out there doing some hype shit. Orochi is partying by himself with his what the hell were the guards called that replaced the Oniwabanshu? Oh, the ninja Oniwabanshu. Apparently these niggas are back. So we got more people for fights and I don't think Zoro's just gonna run through them again. Hopefully they'll be matched up against people who actually need it, who actually need the fights, like Robin or like I said, Usopp. Hell, Usopp fighting a ninja would actually be kind of interesting, especially if the ninja is worth a damn. A sniper versus somebody whose like main thing is maneuverability and stealth. I would love to see that, especially on a big battlefield. It wasn't like elite gifters in the unofficial. Yeah, wasn't it like? Yeah, I think it was like the elite gifters. And I was about to say these are the guys that Sheep's Head belonged to. Who do you think is the strongest group? Oniwaban Samurai group or the numbers? I think it's the numbers. Because the Oniwabanshu, they were so insignificant that Zoro off-screened them.
Or Toby Roppo.
Or the Toby Roppo. The Flying Six, absolutely. The numbers, they're... Go ahead.
Flying Six will take up the majority of the fights for, our crew.
Oh yeah, when it comes to the matchups, I guarantee the Flying Six are gonna be the main matchups. Like if you look at Enies Lobby, because the way that I think that this entire thing is gonna play out is we're gonna have the big Marineford style fight inside the skull before we get to Kaido's palace, and the main group is going to make it into the palace. Like Law, and we know that Law's group is going all the way around the island to going through the back entrance. Hold on, let me go back to give me 1 second. Oh, yeah. All right, bam. I like this setup better. I like this layout better. Now, we know that Law's group is going around the long way to going through the back entrance, of Kaido to get to Kaido's palace. We know that there's some groups going around both sides. I think the big Marineford style battle is going to happen inside the skull. The main group is going to make it inside the castle. You know, Law, Kid, Luffy, and the Scabbards, and maybe some other people. Ooh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Wow. And because remember when we were first handing out all of those slips to the people with the tattoos on their ankles? Ooh, excuse me. And we saw all of those individual, like those unique looking samurai. I think those people are gonna play a part like the Whitebeard pirates and the Whitebeard commanders did in Marineford. We're gonna see glimpses of them inside the skull in that big Marineford style battle. And once we get inside, that's when it's gonna become more of an Ennis Lobby style raid, where in certain sections of everything, we're gonna get those 1v1s that we all want, like Zoro versus whoever, Sanji versus whoever, and Luffy's gonna make his way up to Kaido at some point. And the way all of this is laid out, though, I'm actually wondering who the fuck is gonna fight Orochi, because I do believe Zoro is gonna fight Orochi, but the way everyone is clustered together, because like from where Orochi is sitting in this panel, he can see Queen. Like, he sees Queen from right here. And the Toby Roppo are right across the way. So unless everybody splits up for whatever reason, I'm not, and Big Mom is here as well as Kaido. So unless everybody splits up to try and intercept them before they get here so they don't fuck up the banquet, I don't see how everyone's going to get their like isolated fights. But
I reckon you've hit the nail on the head there. That's how they're going to get their isolated fight.
Yeah.
As far as the isolated fights, I think Rook will fight Who's Who, because Who's Who seems to have a sword.
Hold on, wait. We gonna get to the Flying Six. We're moving on to it now. One of the Flying Six said, "Stupid Queen, he's so obnoxious." They all start talking about who would take over. First off, this person is calling somebody Pepe. That is adorable. We know that. All right, fuck it. Everybody's read the chapter. That's page 1's little sister. I can't remember her name. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna go over to the page. But yeah, they're talking about who would take over if Queen were to die. They say if Queen were to die, say tonight, who would be the next lead performer? You think? So who would take over Queen's spot if, you know, he were to die? Similar to like when Snack lost his title as one of the Sweet Commanders, who would take over. And I'm guessing you think it's yourself. And Drake goes, nah, not interested. We know why he's not interested, because he's a fucking double agent. Are these dudes double agents? I don't think so. They all look pretty like menacing, but Maynard didn't look like he belonged to the Marines in Dressrosa, so I guess you never know. Oh yeah, Ulti, that's her name. She says, "Hey Sasaki, you insult my Pepe one more time, I'll break you in two." Sasaki, she's talking to this big dude who was wearing the clogs, who I thought the dude wearing the clogs had the sword. I was right, like last chapter. The dude, the sword did look like it wasn't on the guy with the clogs, but because he had on clogs and like the lower half of him looked like he was wearing a gi or whatever the samurai thing is, I thought the sword was his. No, apparently it belongs to the dude with the nice shoes. It's fucking Who's Who. And we get all of the designs for the Flying Six. We got Ulti, page 1, their siblings. We have Who's Who has like this weird ass mask over his head with horns, and he's the swordsman. I actually like these designs too. I need to apologize about something, because when the spoilers first came out, we only saw their faces, and I was looking at them like, oh my god, these look like goofy designs. Like none of them look like they need to be taken serious, except for the woman at the top. Yeah, except for Black Maria or Black Maria, Black Maria. She looked like she has some semblance of seriousness. Yo, what's up, boys? Yo, Minerva, what's going on? Black Maria looks somewhat interesting. She doesn't look like a Nami clone, and she doesn't look like a Robin copy either. And apparently she's pretty big too. Yeah, I'd say she's a giant, like a small giant.
Yeah.
So we got a giant. Go ahead.
I think she's a similar size to those mini giants that are in Frankie's Frankie's family. Like what are they called? The Destroyers or something?
Wait, say it again.
I think she looks like she's about the same size as those those giant humans in the Frankie family.
Oh yeah. I think they are the Destroyers, like the ship, like this. Yeah, they were part of the Frank family. I know who you're talking about. The giant guys in the Franklin family. So yeah, we have Page One and his sister. We have Who's Who. Oh, yo, Christian, you stream when we were. No, y'all started y'all stream when I left, and I got back early, so I just decided, hey, let me start fucking streaming. Oh yeah, Christian, now that you're in here, I need to apologize. Like, I'm apologizing. I like the designs. I'm not disappointed. They don't look overly goofy. Sasaki has a goofy look to him, but I think he'd actually be formidable. My only issue with Sasaki is, how is he gonna fight? Like, what is it like? Just looking at him, how do you think he's gonna fight? He's wearing clogs and like he's shirtless and he has on a cape. Is he gonna be like a martial artist? Like, is he a good sumo wrestler? Like, is he gonna be Jinbei's fight? I don't think Drake is gonna be. Go ahead.
He looks sort of like a fishman. Sort of.
He does, but I don't want to jump to conclusions because we've seen people with sharp teeth before. Like, look at Bartolomeo, but I'm not sure what's going on with him.
Barto is skinny though. Like, his actual design is.
Oh yeah, he's skinny. He's skinny as hell. It's just that, like, people have varying weight sizes. Are you body shaming him just because he's fat? So he can't be human? That's disrespectful. It's disrespectful, Rockstar. I expected more from you. I expected a lot more from you, bro.
No, I was okay. So it was nice joke.
Ulti, I'm not sure how she's gonna fight. Maybe she's another Zoan. Who knows? The one that I'm most interested in is Who's Who. Not just because he's a swordsman, but I want him to be Zoro's fight. I know. Everybody is looking forward to Zoro versus King, but I want Who's Who to be Zoro's fight. And I think it would actually make a lot more sense for Zoro to fight somebody, I guess, somewhere close to Drake before we just jump straight into he's fighting a first commander or who we assume to be the first commander. I want to see that. Yeah. And Who's Who, I'm hoping he's just a swordsman. Every time I see one of these assholes carrying around a sword, I'm looking like, yo, let them just be a swordsman. I loved Zoro versus Kaku so much. But when Kaku turned into that fucking giraffe, it was still hype, but like the fight was still interesting, but it kind of took some away from me because Kaku started doing the gag shit with his devil fruit and he looked ridiculous and all the neck shit. No, just give me a pure swordsman fight. Just give me a sword fight. pure sword fight. Why is that so hard? Oda has done like the shit you don't expect so much that now all of the obvious stuff, all of the obvious stuff is unexpected. You assume Zoro's gonna have a normal swordsman fight. Well, we used to assume Zoro's gonna have normal sword fights. Nope. Everybody has some type of gimmick.
He hasn't had a normal swordsman since Hachi.
No, since Ryuma.
Right, yeah.
And I'd go even further to say Hachi wasn't a normal sword fight. That fucker had 8 arms. He had 8 arms. I'm not calling that a normal sword fight. Wait, yeah, 6 arms. 6 arms, because he had legs. Yeah. Hachi had 6 fucking swords. I'm not calling that a normal sword fight. Yeah, it's a normal sword fight, but I'm not calling it a normal sword fight. Zoro hasn't had a normal sword fight. In the entire series, he's only had that one normal sword fight. That one against Ryuma. You can argue, oh, Das Bones all you want. That was not a sword fight. Das Bones was made of metal. He was made of metal. He had blades on his body. That wasn't a sword fight. I'm not giving it. No. Hachi is epic. Minerva, I like Hachi too. 6. Zoro versus King makes sense. Zoro versus King makes sense if we see some type of progression to where Zoro gets to that point. Don't just go from Zoro no diffing every single person he's come across and Luffy barely being able to beat Katakuri last arc to now Zoro's fighting somebody that Luffy was barely able to beat. Like that's a massive power jump without any explanation. It would make sense. Yeah, it would make sense. Makes sense if we want to see Zoro get no. Yo, Jokey, you're disrespectful.
Yeah.
Fact Silvers. Yeah, like that's a big ass power jump with no explanation. If we see some type of progression to Zoro actually showing that increase, I would understand it. But Zoro has been like no diffing everybody he's come across. And hell, Zoro versus Pika, we really couldn't even gauge how much of a fight that would have been because Pika kept running. Zoro versus Dofi now, how much damage if not a win? Zoro versus Dofi, I'm not fucking sure because we never saw Zoro take a stab at Dofi and Dofi counter it. The one time that Zoro tried to go up against Doflamingo, Fujitora intervened. And Doflamingo just stood there because he knew it was gonna happen. Hold on, I need to put my headphones on the charger. Give me a second.
I agree. Whenever Zoro beats Dopey for me.
What'd you say?
I agree with Minerva. Zoro beats Dopey, I reckon.
Zoro beats Dofi? I mean, does Zoro have the speed to keep away from Dofi though?
Yeah. Zoro's quick.
Zoro's quick, but he's not quick. He's not quicker than Luffy, and he is definitely not quicker than Sanji.
No, but he's
Zoro most likely has the power output to do damage to Doflamingo. Wait, does Zoro beat Dofi? Wait, hold on. I need to find the question. Zoro versus Dofi now. Oh, right now. Zoro definitely has the power output to do some crazy damage to Doflamingo. Right now, Zoro definitely has the power to put down Doflamingo. I think he does. Especially because cutting damage in one cuts versus punches and shit, I'm not sure. Cuts versus punching. Cuts do way more damage and they last longer because you got a big ass gash opened up on your goddamn chest. And one good decisive hit from a sword or any kind of cut, like big cut, is enough to end the fight. Like, that's one thing that Oda kept to like realistic standards. One good slash is enough to end a fight. It's not like Bleach where Kenpachi was taking deep ass cuts across his body and cutting himself, and he's still walking around like he don't got that, like he don't have his chest opened up. Zoro beats Sophie. Who the hell is Sophie? He's not like Luffy where he has to wait while being useless. He could deal with all this stuff. Zoro can maneuver around a lot, but does he have the speed to keep up with Doflamingo and avoid his strings? And then Doflamingo has his awakening to where he literally turns the ground under Zoro's feet into strings. And then on top of it, Doflamingo flies. Doflamingo flies around. And we've already seen that if he's a certain distance away from Zoro really won't be able to do much. Yes, he does have the 1080-pound cannon, which covers a big ass distance. Like it covers all of Pika, which was said to be the size of a fucking town. Like, he can do that, but it's like but Zoro with the 1080-pound cannon against Doflamingo, it's like trying to swat a fly. Doflamingo he maneuvers something crazy, and as we've seen in Dressrosa, if Zoro wants to do something big, he has to get close, and he won't be able to get close to Doflamingo while in the air without some kind of assistance. And because Doflamingo can maneuver around in the air, and Zoro's on a one-track trajectory, I'm not sure how like Zoro would be able to get through that. Why didn't he cut the birdcage? Because the birdcage was a goddamn plot device. That's why. If you want to be realistic, Zoro probably would have been able to cut all of Doflamingo's strings. And if the birdcage was the same as all of Doflamingo's strings, then Zoro probably should have been able to cut the birdcage. But because it was a plot device, that's why he couldn't do it. Because Zoro could not cut the birdcage. There you go. Tyler Hawk, there you go. He couldn't cut the birdcage because he couldn't cut the birdcage. The only way you can justify Zoro not being able to cut the birdcage without using plot device is Doflamingo layered so many strings on top of each other, on top of his armament hockey. That's the only way that I think you can justify it. Because outside of that, I think Zoro should have been and Fujitora too. Like, I think Fujitora might have been able to cut the birdcage. It was just that he said, I was putting all of my cards on the Straw Hats. But that's neither here or there. I'm not sure how Zoro right now would fare against Doflamingo, because every fight Zoro has is like 1v1 close encounters, no real like big battlefield maneuvering. And Doflamingo's a pretty mobile guy. Yeah, same with Fuji. He would no diff it if he tried. Minerva, I agree with you. I think Fuji should have been able to cut the birdcage. I think Zoro might have been able to cut it. I'm not sure. But the birdcage was a plot device. That's my only thing. All right, and the chapter ends with back on the chapter. Another family issue then is Kaido stupid or something. Everybody, like, apparently Ulti's a little flip at the mouth. I actually like the Flying Six's designs. I really do. I thought Page 1's design when he was in hybrid form was interesting because he looked edgy. He actually looked unique without looking overly goofy. I thought his hairstyle was pretty edgy. It was like kind of stupid, but hey, that's a good thing. He's unique. The rest of them, I don't care much for Sasaki because I'm not a fan of that design, but he actually does look pretty interesting. Drake I've always liked. Black Maria, she looked like she's wearing a kimono, so I'm not sure how she's gonna fight unless she has some kind of devil fruit. Who's who? I want him to be a normal swordsman. Hold on, let me bring the chat. Let me bring the chat over here so I can actually pay attention to it now. But yeah, and apparently we're on break next week too, so another break.
Golden Week.
Yeah, we're on.
It's Golden
Oh yeah, Golden
Week.
Week.
So.
Who's Who is a sick name though. Who's Who is a sick name. Yo, what's going on, man? I like the name Who's Who. I don't know why.
Did you notice that all of them bar Drake have some kind of horn on their head?
Oh yeah, I did notice that, but I think that's just a Beast Pirates thing. Like everybody wears horns, except Drake.
Yeah.
Which, come on, he's not wearing the uniform. Like, he's a devil fruit. Get over it, Silvers. They all are. Can you prove that to me? I mean, granted, most likely all of them are devil fruit users, but I'm hoping and praying that he's not a devil fruit user. I don't want Who's Who to be a devil fruit user. He's a swordsman. Let that be it. Let that be it.
Of the six plus I see them matching up against the Straw Hats minus the Monster Trio. So I see Drake probably fighting. I don't know who Drake fights. I reckon Black Maria will probably fight Frankie. Ulti.
Maybe Robin, depending on how she
I
fights.
think versus Nami. Ulti versus Nami.
I'm giving Ulti to Robin just because Robin hasn't had a 1v1 since Skypiea. And I'm really starting to get pissed at it. At first I didn't care, but now I'm starting to get agitated.
I have Robin versus Page 1 actually. I think Ulti fights Nami because has Nami ever had a 1v1 versus a man before?
Versus a man? I'm not sure. When was Nami's last 1v1? Was it in his lobby against Khalifa?
Yeah, I think so. And then the one before that, she
fought Miss Doublefinger in Alabasta.
Yeah.
I don't think she fought anybody 1v1 in Skypiea. In this lobby she fought Khalifa.
Carla.
I don't think she fought anybody 1v1 in Thriller Bark.
No.
Fishman Island, no 1v1. Punk Hazard, no 1v1. She took a shot at Monet just to prove, don't fuck with me. But she didn't have a 1v1.
Yeah. Yeah, she 1v1 since.
She left in Dressrosa. She didn't fight anybody in Zoe. Damn.
Nobody fought Zoe.
In Whole Cake Island, her and Luffy got dominated by the Enraged Army, so no 1v1 there. And now we're here.
Yeah, she hasn't had one since Annie's lobby.
Yeah, she's only had like 2 1v1s, but to Robin's 1. So yeah, I guess Nami's 1v. I would give Page 1 to Robin.
And
because we've seen that Sanji can deal with him, even though he didn't get KO'd for the entire arc. We've seen that Sanji can deal with him pretty effectively. Give him to Robin.
Yeah.
Ulti, I'd give to Nami.
I'd give Who's Who to Brook because swordsman thing.
I'm giving Who's Who to Zoro just for the progression of a fight, just for the progression of strength. If Who's Who is a dedicated swordsman, let Zoro have a dedicated sword fight just to prove, yes, I'm a fucking swordsman and I can beat swordsmen who don't have devil fruits. And then after that, sure, I'd be okay with Zoro fighting King 1v1. Just for the progression of strength.
I think Zoro fights Orochi 1v1. Just for me.
Give him all of them. Give him all of them. Orochi. Yeah. I don't think that Zoro's gonna have much of a problem with Orochi. Hell, Zoro might even deal with Orochi like most of it, and then hell, Kinemon or Momonosuke might come in and finish it off. Then Zoro goes on. He fights who's who, because I do think that this arc is gonna be long as fuck.
Yeah.
I think this arc is. I think this big battle is gonna be long as shit. Like looking at this chapter right now, looking at all of the people that are introduced, looking back at this chapter when we get to the end, we're gonna go, damn, the Flying Six were introduced a fuck of a long time ago. Orochi and Zoro's final fight, cause plot. Ridiculous.
I think Black Maria fights Frankie.
Black Maria might actually fight Frankie, yeah. Like Frankie like her and Frankie 1v1. Frankie goes, okay, fuck this, and pulls out Frankie's Shogun. Then they go at it. Drake, I think, is turning traitor. I don't think Drake. I'm still holding strong to my theory that Drake and Law plan the takedown of Kaido pre-time skip, and Drake is still working for the Marine. Drake is working for the Marines. He used Law, the alliance with Law, to help take out Kaido, and all that shit. I'm still holding true to my theory on that. Sasaki, aside from Drake, he might actually be one of the stronger people.
I'd say Sasaki, but
yeah, I'd say Sasaki and Jinbei. Not for the mirror fight, but I do think that Sasaki might, like, just looking at him, he looks like he's a hand-to-hand fighter. He looks like a brawler. Maybe not Fishman karate, but like something. I don't fucking know. I want Jinbei to get a 1v1 that we actually see. Yeah. I bet Black Maria fights Carrot. No, Carrot can fuck off. You know what? No. Now that I'm thinking about it, I actually don't know who Carrot fights if she does get a 1v1.
Probably, I'd see Apu. I could see Apu fighting Usopp, actually.
Apu versus Usopp?
Oh, Usopp will get boxed, but I can see that as a potential 1v1. And X-Drake, I reckon.
Jinbei, Static said Jinbei is not fighting Sasaki. Okay, Static, you seem to have a lot of insight on what's going on. Who's Jinbei fighting? Bruh, stop disrespecting Apu. He's a damn captain. I do agree with you, Joker. Apu, Usopp against Apu, I think Usopp's getting dicked. Like I said, I think Apu is closer to Zoro than he is to Frankie. Silvers, if Black Maria is a true giant, then Usopp will make her an ally. No. No. Because if she's a true giant, she would be pissed at the idea that Big Mom is here right now, and she'd hate Kaido for allying with her, and she'd fuck off right now. The best person Jinbei needs to fight against, the commander at least. Jinbei versus Jack would be poggers. Jinbei versus Jack, I would agree if Nekomamushi and Inuarashi didn't have a score to settle with Jack. And my issue with that is I would rather them triple team Jack, but that would also lead to the idea that Jinbei can't handle Jack by himself, which I do believe he can. And Nekomamushi and Inuarashi, they said that if they were in Sulong form, they would have been able to handle that at like no problem. Jinbei versus King?
Nah. Jinbei versus Queen.
I'm not sure. Maybe Jinbei versus Queen. If Zoro does fight King, Jinbei versus Queen. Sanji, I guess Sanji versus Apu, maybe? It'd be a harder fight for Sanji. It'd be a harder fight for Sanji than somebody lower than Apu, but it wouldn't be. But it wouldn't be somebody for Queen. Queen versus Sanji, Orochi versus Sanji. Meh. Yeah, but like Queen versus Sanji, I think Queen is in a league like somewhat above Sanji to the point where Sanji he's at a point where Sanji is at a point where I don't think that him fighting a commander, even somebody like Queen, is like plausible. It's the same thing. It's the same thing for Zoro versus King. Show me the progression first. And yeah, we did see him fight Page One, but Page One was a new character that we had no idea where to place him. And yes, he is in the Flying Six with Drake, but everybody has Drake on some kind of pedestal. Marco versus King, Sunny, hold on, because it's hot as hell. This light is like shining right on me. My issue with Marco versus King is the fact that Marco said he's not coming. And he even gave Nekomamushi a letter for Luffy. So what would be the point? What would be the point in Marco saying, "Give this to Luffy when you see him"? If he's coming regardless, giggity. Zoro smacking King. Mark my words. Crazy man, Zoro versus King. It might happen. It really would. It really might. And I do think that it could. I do think that it's a possibility. And hell, I'd be disappointed if it didn't happen. But I don't think that Zoro is fighting King. But I'm not sure if Zoro fighting King is would make sense at this point.
I could see a 3v2 with Zoro, Sanji, and Jinbei fighting King and Queen.
Apu is confirmed weaker than the Flying Six by rankings.
No.
He's a headline. No. He's a headliner. That doesn't really mean anything. He's a headliner, sure. And the Flying Six, they're just a special unit. It doesn't mean that they're like higher in ranking. They're just a special unit.
Yeah, and it's like everyone knows that if
Flying Six is the strongest headliners, I guess I could believe that. I mean, Drake is a headline. Drake is a headliner. Oh yeah, I think they did say that the Flying Six were the strongest headliners. Yeah, for some reason I vaguely remember that. Like when Page One and them showed up, they said that like the Flying Six are the strongest headliners. It was their introduction. Yeah. Flying Six. Do you believe Kaido Jr.? Oh yeah, Kaido's son. Where the fuck is Kaido's son? The last time, Kaido said go find him, and that was it. Where the fuck is Kaido's son? Where the hell is Badaburi? Minerva, so you think Page One is stronger than Hawkins? Hell no. Hell no. Hell no. Page One is not stronger than Hawkins. Just going by my own headcanon and just by design, the only people that I think might be stronger or equal to Hawkins is Drake, Who's Who, and maybe Sasaki. That's it. That's it. Black Maria in One Piece, we know that giants rely on their size and strength above all. People be disrespecting Hawkins. Absolutely. People need to chill out with the Hawkins disrespect. But the whole thing with Page One, I mean, I said Kaido Curry. With Kaido Jr., with Badaburi, us running around and them not knowing where he was, the way that I see it happening is we're gonna see him just off to the side by himself, and Luffy and them are probably gonna run into him before we find out that he's Kaido's son. Or you know what's crazy? He might not even be on Kaido's side. him and Hiyori might be in cahoots. What I would like to happen is that him and Hiyori are actually planning to free Wano. I would like that. Big plot twist. Badaburi and Hiyori are that third party, that wild card that even Denjiro didn't know about. They were doing shit from the inside. she had Orochi's favor. He had Kaido's. They had information. Fuck. And now that we're actually mounting an attack, they both might come in with some crazy ass info. But yeah, it's who knows. I'm hoping that if he isn't a traitor to Kaido, I'm hoping that I was actually hoping that Kaido Jr. was a pure dedicated swordsman. I know I keep saying that. I was hoping that he was a swordsman. I know I keep saying that, but we're in Wano and we have yet to see any pure swordsman, just swordsman for Zoro. Like, the entire build-up for Wano before we got here was, this is a country full of strong-ass samurai. You can't swing a dead cat without hitting a samurai so strong that the Marines are afraid to infiltrate this country. And yet, we haven't really seen any of them. A son rebellious like Luffy towards his grandfather. I was thinking, Cutter Silvers, why are you expecting pure swordsmen in Wano? Because the hype for it were that Wano was filled with swordsmen so strong that even the world government just decided to go, fuck it, we don't need to be in there. Bruh, the Marines are scared of Hold'em and Ashura. This nigga. But yeah, Talahawk, you trolling, right? Yeah, right? Yeah, Joker, like he has to be trolling. Until we got to Wano, we were all expecting swordsmen, just pure swordsmen. A lot of hype in One Piece's major cap. I wouldn't say it's cap, because a lot of times, every time we were getting hyped up for something, it actually paid off. It wasn't only until recently that a bunch of bullshit started happening, and it started with Horty Jones and Fishman Island. Like, one of Neptune's sons stopped the entire battle on the entire island to make an announcement. I found out Horty Jones's true identity. 2-week break, come back. He's the hatred we all feel for human. Motherfucker, no, you didn't just stop an entire war for this shit. I think that's bullshit. But yeah, I wouldn't say it's major cap though. I really wouldn't. I think a lot of the hype that One Piece builds up actually pays off. Minerva, no one in Wano is even Maynard level. No wonder Hawkeye never went to Wano. It would be decreasing his sword skills. Joker, I'm gonna address that in a second. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna scroll up in the chat just so I don't lose that. All right, but what was I saying? If Kaido Jr. wasn't a traitor to Kaido and working with Hiyori, Kaido Jr. ex Hiyori, I wanted him to be rebellious, to be rebellious and hate Kaido for who he was, because he would have had to grow up in Wano, and seeing the decrease in what Wano was would have made him mad, because Wano was a place of honor and shit. But he still fights on Kaido's side. He just hates the fact that, he just hates the kind of person that Kaido is. And his son grew up as a samurai, just a samurai. I would have liked for Kaido's son to be something like that, but until we see this fucker, we really can't get anything. We really don't get anything. Now, back to what you were saying, Joker. You said there's no wonder that Mihawk hasn't been to Wano. We don't know if Mihawk has come to Wano, but at this point in the story, I'm doubting that he ever did come to Wano in his current status of world's strongest swordsman, because 20 years ago when Kaido first got here, Mihawk was 24 years ago, was it? When was Roger executed? 24 or 22 years? I think it was 22.
22.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when Roger was executed, Mihawk was at his execution, and I don't believe that he was world's strongest swordsman at that point. And and Odin wasn't there yet. He hadn't gone. He wasn't. I think Odin had already. I think Odin had already left Wano at that point. No. During Roger's execution, what the fuck am I talking about? Odin had came back. He was already back in Wano, but by the time Odin got back to Wano, no world's strongest swordsman ever came from Wano Silvers. People argue that Ryuma was world's strongest swordsman in his time, but Mihawk wasn't world's strongest swordsman at that time. And when Roger was executed, Orochi and Kaido had already been doing dealings. Hell, Orochi and Kaido had been doing dealings since before Roger was executed. Since before Roger was even executed. So Wano was already in a slow decline. And when Odin died, that's when they outlawed all swordsmanship. And what was that, 5 years later? So once all that shit happened, Wano was no longer a country of swordsmen. And when if Mihawk did go there at the time of his run as world's strongest swordsman, there would have been no one there for him to fight except for Kaido or maybe King, but I think Mihawk would have no-diffed King. And if he went there in his young age before Orochi took over everything, while Orochi was still going into power, he would have had to been less than 15 years old or some shit like that. So, and if he had been a Wano, it wouldn't be what everybody's expecting. Like, Mihawk went there, made a big name for himself because of how strong he was. He would have had to go there while he was still learning how to be the world's strongest swordsman. And if he did make a name for himself, it would have just been an impression. Like, people from old Wano today would be like, man, I remember this guy, this kid who came here to learn, like, learning swordsmanship. Like, Zoro, you give off that same energy that he did, and turns out it was Mihawk. Yes, there are facts. Yes, there are facts. Mihawk is the strongest swordsman.
Yeah, Joker, I want to go on your point that no world's strongest swordsman ever came from Wano. We only know of one.
We only know of one world's strongest swordsman, and that's Mihawk. And for all we know, that title didn't exist before Mihawk. Before Mihawk, it was probably just strong sword. It was a strong swordsman, but he didn't have the title of world's strongest swordsman because he didn't go around looking for everybody to challenge the way Mihawk assumably is. How do you know? Yes, there are facts. Mihawk is the world's strongest swordsman. Ryuma has been dead for decades, bro, for centuries. He's been dead for like 300 years, I think.
Yeah, but the point in my joke is that just because we don't know if the world's strongest swordsman has never come from one, doesn't necessarily.
Joker, what I'm saying, I'm not saying that Mihawk. Okay, so Mihawk beat someone and they just called him world's best. No, I'm not saying that's what happened. Mihawk went around challenging people and like strong swordsmen and since there was no title, he just challenged everybody and everybody challenged him and he never lost. And once that got around, he's the world's strongest. And as of right now, nobody's been able to beat him. So yes, now he has that title. Silvers, if Zoro wants to be anyone in Wano, then he needs to bring back the supreme grade Sogeking sword that he had in Enies Lobby.
Oh god, that was hilarious.
The Sogeking sword has been retired. It broke. The Sogeking sword broke. He might travel the world. It was 300. Yeah, it was 3. I think it was 300. Hold on. Give me a second. I hate this shit. I'll check. Ryuma. Shanks, which is a swordsman with incredible hockey. It is said that Mihawk is waiting for someone stronger than Shanks. Shanks, who is a swordsman with incredible hockey. So are you saying that Shanks was the world's strongest swordsman? Like, Shanks was probably the strongest swordsman that Mihawk fought, and now he's looking for somebody to be stronger than Shanks because Shanks is the strongest person that Mihawk ever fought. Like, it's not not to say that like he would beat Shanks or he would lose to him. We don't know. It's just now that Shanks lost his arm, he doesn't want it. Zoro plus Usopp versus King. Yeah, that wouldn't work because it's not Soge King. I don't even think Usopp still has that mask. And if he does, who knows? It would be weird for Mihawk to not at least visit Wano once. It has a reputation of being the land of samurai. If he did go there, he would have been disgusted with the state that it was in. Mihawk is not a samurai though; he's a swordsman. Okay, but I'm not even gonna dignify that Joker. No.
He could use Usopp.
I'm not even gonna dignify that with a response.
I love that.
But Mihawk, who the fuck said that? Oh, crazy man. Mihawk not going to Wano is fucking crazy. But you got to remember, if he did, most likely he did go to Wano. He did go to Wano because of the legend that it had. But when he got there, it was probably shit. So he was disgusted with it. He probably even sat down and talked to Kaido. Fuck. Mihawk has a reputation of walking up, just being able to walk up to fucking emperors. He did it with Shanks, which in the Ace novel, they said that Shanks is the hardest emperor to find. On top of the fact that all the emperors, if you're trying to find an emperor, you have to go through their crew first, and most people don't even get to see what the emperors look like, let alone talk to them, let alone fight them. Mihawk just walked clean up to an island that Shanks and them was on. On top of the emperor shit, Shanks is the hardest emperor to find, and he just walked up. He just sailed to him, walked up, and started talking to him. I'm pretty sure if Mihawk did go to Wano in its bullshit state, he met and spoke with Kaido. And shit, he probably even had a 1v1 with King. Jesus Christ. Hey, Cannon. I'm sure Mihawk did, and Oda will address it later as an afterthought. Yeah, I do. If Mihawk did go, like I said, if Mihawk went to Wano, it was in the sorry state that it was in, or he went there when he was extremely young and he learned some shit. Mihawk is washing King. Absolutely. Mihawk is dominating King. Hell, the reason King probably wears that gimp mask is because Mihawk fucked him up. Full stop. No cap. Alright, now, my last thing before I start winding down. How long have I been going? Damn, an hour and a half? Seriously? It's been an hour and a half? What time is it? Oh shit, it's 12 o'clock. LOL, no cap. Mihawk at 1920 is still before Kaido came in, ain't it? Before Roger was executed. Roger was executed 24 years ago, and Odin joined Roger's crew like 20-something years ago. And when Odin came back to drop off, when Odin left Whitebeard's crew and came back to Wano for some reason or whatever. Oh yeah, because they had a poneglyph there. We saw in the background that the factories and shit were already being built, and he was already doing dealings with Kaido. He was already making weapons. So that was more than 24 plus years ago, Kaido was already in Wano.
So Mihawk, when Roger was executed, was 21.
Say it again.
Mihawk, when Roger was executed, was 21.
I thought he was like 19.
No, he's Wasn't it? Wasn't didn't he die?
Hold on.
Wasn't his
Mihawk right now.
execution?
Mihawk right now after the time skip is 43.
It's
Minus the time skip is 41, and pre-time skip it was 22 years ago that Mihawk was executed. I mean that Roger was executed. So
I thought it was 22 now.
hold on. Goldie Roger. Legendary pirate captain held the title of Pirate King, legend, blah blah blah. A biological father of Portuguese the Ace. Blah 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 blah. Age of death 53. Okay, that doesn't tell me how long ago he was executed. How long ago was Roger? If anybody in chat can confirm, how long ago was Roger executed? When?
So Ace was 20 when he died, and he was born.
He was born
12 months?
He was born a couple.
12 months after Roger was executed, I think. So that's 21.
Because Rouge held him in like long as shit. Hold up.
He was born.
No, he was born. No,
months.
Roger. After the time skip, Roger was executed 24 years ago. I'm looking at it now on the wiki.
Okay.
His execution was 24 years ago. Currently, it was 24 years ago. It was 22 pre-time skip.
Okay. Yeah.
Pre-time skip, it
fair
was
enough.
22 years ago. In the 24 years since his death, pirates all over the world have attempted to find Laugh-Tale, I still call it Raft-Tale, and the One Piece to claim Roger's title. It was 24 years ago.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And right now, so 24... Wait, where the fuck did Mihawk's first name go? Mihawk was 19 at Roger's execution. He was 19, yeah.
Yeah.
Mihawk was 19 at Roger's execution. At that time, and at that time, when Roger when Roger was executed, Odin was already dancing around Wano, like that we know for a fact, and years before that, Kaido was already in Wano because the rocks incident happened and Kaido came in, and we see that Orochi, I was about to say Odin again. We saw that Orochi was already doing factories and weapons and everything. Excuse me. Factories and weapons. So Kaido had to be in Wano at that point. For how long? I don't know. I'm just going to assume it was sometime after the rocks incident, which was what, 30 years ago? 32 years? I'm not sure. Can't remember off the top of my head. But
30.
Yeah. Yeah. So sometime after that event, so like somewhere between 24 and 30 years ago is when Kaido came into there. Believe us, the wiki lied. So Kaido was there. So Wano was in a ridiculously stupid state somewhere between 24 and 30 years. So let's just push it back to the absolute max, 30 years ago. That would make Mihawk 13? No. 19 minus 10. He would be 9. So Mihawk would have to be somewhere less than the age of 10 in order to be in Wano while it's in its heyday. While Wano...
No, because Roger was executed 24 years ago.
Roger... Yeah, and the rocks incident, and the rock. No, remove. Just look at when Wano became absolute crap. Somewhere between Roger's execution. No, yeah, somewhere between Roger's execution and that 30 years ago. That's when Kaido. That's when Kaido entered Wano, and Wano became utter shit.
So 6 years. So he would have been 13.
No, wait, we can narrow it down even more. When did Orochi leave Wano? Because remember, when he left Wano, Wano was still good.
Orochi... let me check.
I think it was like somewhere between 26, 20, no, because he was with them for he was with the Roger Pirates for 3 years. No. I think he was with them for a year. I think he was gone for like 3 years. When he came back.
Yeah.
No. Wano became trash when Orochi took over. Yeah, when Orochi took over, Kaido came in and he started making he was making factories. But regardless, Mihawk would have been less than the age of 10. He would have been like somewhere between. He would have had to be younger than the age of like maybe 15 to 10 years old in order to come to Wano when it was full of good samurai, when it was strong as shit, when the country was powerful. And
I think he would have been around 13 if we're.
No, that's that's right before Kaido. That's right before Orochi and Orochi took over. That would be before Orochi took over. If Mihawk went to Wano, he would have been younger. He would have been younger than the age of 13.
No, it wasn't the Rocks incident 30 years ago.
Yes, it was.
So Mihawk was 13 then.
Mihawk was 13 then. All right, so and after
he would have been 13 and 17.
Yeah, between the ages of, regardless, he would still be young as shit when he got, in order to go there, and it'd be in its heyday, and he wouldn't be there for long because Kaido would take over, because Orochi becomes Shogun and start fucking up Wano. Silver's 10-year-old Mihawk could have clapped its swordsman. Only strong samurai were Odin and Ryuma. No, Odin and Ryuma were like the absolute gods. You got to remember, Wano was still full of strong samurai, like so strong that the world government stayed out. You can't forget that. Prime Wano got no div by a mountain pig. I mean, that mountain pig could have been like, was probably like the animals on Ruskina, and those animals needed gear 4 in order to take them out. Like, some of those animals needed gear 4 in order to be taken down. That mountain pig was no fucking joke. You needed Odin in order to take it out. Given how much of a monster Odin was as a child, I wouldn't put it past Mihawk to be a monster swordsman at a young age too. Yeah, he probably was like a skilled child, especially like considering Kuina was good enough to take on adults, like normal swordsman adults when she was younger. I wouldn't put it past Mihawk being a ridiculously crazy competent swordsman.
Yeah.
10-year-old Mihawk still clapping Wano's cheeks? Absolutely not. I can't agree with that, Tyler. I cannot agree with that.
10-year-old Mihawk is probably
10 Tashigis versus Mountain Pig. Like why is that a question? 10 Tashigis versus the Mountain Pig versus the Mountain God. I'm going with the Mountain God. It took Odin to cut that thing down. And shit that still pisses me off about that, Odin cut him clean across. It was a clean cut all the way across. And it was lying there dead to where they got ladders and people were climbing out of it one by one. And they stitched it back together and it was fine. Bullshit. I want to see Law versus Tashigi rematch. Law would still win. Even if Tashigi did get stronger in terms of swordsmanship and got that chip off her shoulder, you got to look at, and like she became, if Tashigi had the progression that I wanted her to have, I would still say Law beats her. And I'm not talking about in pure swordsmanship either. I'm talking about Law versus Tashigi. Law would still win. That man's ability, that man's kit is ridiculous. Counter shot, gamma knife. The man can teleport all across his room at will. Oda can't even kill a pig, nor the G8 fodder. Nobody is dying in this war. As much as I hate it, I might have to agree with you. If we don't have at least 1 to 2 significant deaths in this, and I'm talking people with names like Kinemon or somebody, like Kinemon and or Ashura Doji or fucking Kanjuro better die. We need to kill fucking Kanjuro. I will count Kanjuro as a significant death if he dies. You already know Mountain God Jr. is popping up to Onigashima battle. If Mountain God Jr. pops up, where the fuck has he been? Where the fuck has he been this whole time? Has Ashura Doji been hiding him? Like, what the fuck? Where the hell has he been this whole time?
I reckon we'll probably see 2 major deaths on each side.
I think. Go ahead.
I think Kanjuro's obviously going to die.
Kinemon's cutting that fucker's head off. The first chance Kinemon gets, he's cutting his head off. He already went for the head. Like he did what Thor failed to do. He went for the head. I think headcanon wise, I think Kaido's gonna die. I think Kaido has to die. He's too big of a power to be left out in the world. I think Kanjuro's gonna die. Kinemon was pissed. He went for the head. On our side, I wouldn't be mad if Kinemon died. I wouldn't be mad if Shinobu died. Cause Shinobu, she's so passionate about this. I think she's willing to give her life. Ashura Doji seems like the one who he's one of the people who suffered the most because he believed in them coming back. Then he had to watch all his people die, and then he lost faith, and now he's back on board. I feel like he'd give his life for everybody. Yeah, I can see Ashura Doji, Kinemon, Kanjuro, Kaido. I could see all 4 of them dying. But alas, this is One Piece, and not many people die.
And if Opio were here, he'd say Jinbei's gonna die.
If Jinbei dies anywhere before we go up against the world government or Blackbeard, I'ma be pissed. I would be okay if Jinbei dies in the fight against Blackbeard and the Straw Hats lose and then go back for one more big fight. Because Whitebeard already said once the One Piece is found, a world war is going to start. A massive war. If Luffy loses the initial fight for Pirate King and Blackbeard kills Jinbei just as a show of power to swing his dick around, I'd be okay with it. If Jinbei dies in that, I'd be okay with it. Luffy fights the world government in that big bout, and then in the big world war, and then goes back to fight Blackbeard again. I'd be okay with it. I would be okay. But don't kill Jinbei before that. Before any one of those.
Agreed.
Law and Jinbei death equal Ace and Whitebeard's death in terms of feel for characters the fandom actually care about. I don't see Law dying. Like, people keep saying Law's going to do the immortality. Ever since we found out about the immortality surgery, every single character who popped up, oh, they had the immortality surgery. Law's gonna do the immortality surgery. I get it. It's Chekhov's gun. Chekhov's gun. Why don't introduce it if you're not gonna use it? But I don't see Law's dying here.
I don't see Law dying.
Going on? Why is my boy not at 1,000 subs yet? Because I don't release content. That's why. As a matter of fact, I think I hit 700. Hold on, give me a second. I think I hit 700. As a matter of fact, I know I hit 700.
You're at 705.
I'm at 705 right now? Oh, shit, I'm at 705. Hold on, because I think I forgot to open up Streamlabs, and if I did get a sub, it wouldn't pop up. So give me 1 second. Right here.
It's like C650.
Wow.
OMAC C650 sees Carrot dying. I like that. I don't mind it.
OMAC, I see Carrot dying would be a significant enough of a loss that would be felt by all of the sides of the alliance. So is you gonna do face reveal at 800 subs? Okay. Nah, but Carrot dying, I feel like the Straw Hats would feel it. They'd feel it. They'd feel it hard because yeah, we did. We made a connection with Carrot. She got along with the crew. My only issue with that is the fandom would deem her as an honorary Straw Hat, even though she's just a really good friend. She's a really good friend of the crew. She's not a part of the crew yet. Because I don't want Carrot to join, and I don't think that she is gonna join, but I do see the possibility, and I do think that there is a big chance that she does leave with the crew. Joker said Law ain't dying. Joker's past your bedtime. Yo, Ragnar funny as hell. Silvers, you gonna do it for I already read that. Trash theory, Kaido is becoming immortal and Luffy will knock him into the ocean, sealing him there forever.
Nah, I wouldn't. Law wouldn't use it on Kaido.
People still believe that Kaido is the one who had the immortality surgery done on him, and that's why he can't die. It's never been stated that Kaido is completely immortal in that sense. He's just so goddamn strong. He can't die. They try and cut him. The blades break. They try and hang him. The chains pop. That's how I see it. I don't think Kaido is immortal in like the magical sense. I just think that he's strong as fuck. I was about to
question how serious his suicide efforts are, though.
I don't think that it's a. I don't think it's like. I don't think it's like a serious. Oh, I have to die right now. I don't think it's that serious. I think it's more of just a gag thing. He knows he's uber strong, so he's testing. I wonder what would actually kill me. So he jumped off of a sky island and went, damn, I have a headache. I guess that didn't take me out either. But I do think that there is some kind of background to it. Like, man, Whitebeard died an honorable death. Odin died an honorable death. Damn, what's left for me? So he's doing all of this stupid shit. But Crazy Man, I'm not on 100% on board with the immortal prison thing. I mean, you did say trash theory, but I don't know how I feel about that. Did Luffy have one line with Carrot? Not that I can remember. Well, he talked to her on the ship when she snuck on. Yeah, she snuck, like he spoke to her then. But outside of that, no, Luffy has not shown the slightest interest in Carrot. I think he yelled her name, which shows that he does know who she is. Like, he knows who she is enough to remember her name. And I think it was either the One Piece magazine or the recent it was the recent SBS where Oda said that the reason Luffy gives everybody nicknames except for the people in his crew is because he doesn't care to learn people's names, except that the people in his crew is, once he starts to like you, he makes it a point to remember your name. But I'm gonna look into it. I'm not sure if Luffy remembers Luffy's remembered Carrot's name or not. I'm not sure if he's ever called her by her name. People have said that, yo, he does know who she is. Like, they've had interactions. But those same people who have told me that use the anime only shit to justify saying, oh, the anime team knows everything that Oda does. Knows everything because Oda tells them. Okay, if you want to go by the anime, in Zoe, that filler shit when Carrot was spilling her heart out, going, oh my god, your crew is so interesting, my dream is to travel the world. Luffy was packing his bags, not giving any fucks about the rabbit standing behind him talking. He was just going, yup, hey, do you have any more of that meat? Like, he really gave no fucks about Carrot.
Yeah.
Tyler's not letting my crew touch Kaido. What happened?
I do think the anime people will know a lot about what's going to happen because, like, to make an the process for the anime starts for one episode of anime starts 2 years ahead of when it's aired.
You
So
said
I can.
you said 2 years?
Yeah. Oh no. Oh, that's probably about. No, that's probably about.
It's more like
10
yeah, like 10 episodes in advance. Like 5, like
Yeah.
yeah, like some.
So-
It's not 2
No,
years.
10 episodes takes a long time. Like, because of all the designs and how they have to specifically write every scene in the same amount of detail as the manga.
That's one of the reasons
Like-
that it's so important for the manga to stay ahead of the anime by a significant mark. I said that's why it's so important for the manga to stay so far ahead of the anime for such a significant amount of time. That way the anime has a lot of source material to go off of.
Yeah, the manga's only 6 months ahead of the anime.
Yeah.
So, like the anime needs at least another year just for the screening, just for how many drawings in a row goes into one scene. Like,
Hold on.
so I don't think.
Static said the Straw Hats are not gonna allow Momo to join. Luffy will give a similar response Shanks gave to him when he was a child. You do realize Luffy as a kid versus Momo versus Momonosuke now. Luffy's losing that fight. And I'm talking about I'm talking about Luffy when he was sitting at that bar talking to Shanks. When Luffy wanted to go with Shanks versus when Momonosuke could go with Luffy, Momonosuke is winning that fight. Momonosuke would need to be protected in most cases, but look how it turned out when he had Brook, Chopper, and Nami with him. It turned out fine. It's just crew dynamic. Like the argument that he's too young, he can't protect himself. Yeah, I understand that, and I do agree that against somebody like Blackbeard and his crew, what could Momonosuke do? Momonosuke doesn't have to fight a commander. And you also got to remember that Shanks and Buggy, if you look back through the timeline, they were less than like 12 years old when they first joined Roger, and all they were doing against Whitebeard's crew was standing there. Momo might join the Grand Fleet. What purpose would Momonosuke serve Stan and Wano? He's too young to rule Wano, and so Kinemon, the Scabbards, and all of them would run everything until he becomes 18 or old enough to rule. So he just be there doing nothing. Like that. That's the part that doesn't make sense to me. Why would Momonosuke need to stay in Wano if he's not contributing anything? And we already have another Kozuki who can rule Wano because, one, she's old enough and she knows the inner workings of Wano because she spent time in its underworld. Fucking Hiyori. She knows the ins and outs of Wano.
The thing is, Hiyori probably... He stays because he's training to be the king of Wano.
Let me ask you this, Silvers. Would Blackbeard ask a kid to join his crew? We're not following Blackbeard. Nami and Chopper approve of it. Nami and Chopper approve of what? Carrot joining? Okay, but at the end of the day, Luffy has to give the final word. Nami asked Chopper to join, but at the end of the day, he said no. He kept telling Nami no until Luffy said, "Hey, join my crew." That's one of my biggest points. That's one of my biggest things with Carrot. Luffy really doesn't give many fucks about Carrot. Like, he really doesn't. Silver's anime hiatus is good thing, so I agree with Silver's. OP anime pacing is straight garbo. I don't like the anime spacing. The shit that they spread out, they shouldn't be spreading out. And then they add bullshit filler. I will let the Batman shit go because it spread shit out. Like it added stuff. It added to the fucking pacing, and it actually looked good. Regardless of Batman's strength, it actually looked good. And And I get and it shows that Luffy isn't all powerful. It's not if Luffy isn't going completely serious, he like somebody can actually smack him. And it's not like Batman was no different Luffy. He just smacked him. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say on that. But when we got to Okobore Town and Luffy and Zoro speed blitzed everybody just in the blink of an bam, speed blitzed everybody. They should have kept that. Instead, they had Zoro and Okiku running through everybody, slashing them one by one. No, didn't build up right. And the biggest offense in all of Wano, when they met what the hell was his name? The lion stomach guy who kept getting hit in the nuts. Hold'em. When we first met Hold'em in the anime, there were so many still shots that it pissed me off. We cut from Hold'em to Luffy staring at Hold'em going, oh no, Otama, he has Otama in the lion's mouth, biting down. Back to Hold'em, going ha ha ha, and then back to Luffy, and then back to Hold'em, and then Hold'em, the lion was crunching down on Otama. Back to Luffy, going, no, he's crunching down on her. That took up, I kid you not, like 5 minutes. Like 5 minutes of that whole episode. I remember that shit specifically because we were in Discord watching it. The shit took up a large portion of the episode, and it pissed me the fuck off. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna watch that episode as soon as this is done. Oh shit, I did miss a sub that didn't pop up. Why is Streamlabs not working now? Hold on. Bam. Sebastian McLeod? I don't want to butcher that, so we're just gonna leave that there. It's like asking Straw Hats to It's like asking the Straw Hats to babysit. Okay, what about Vivi? Vivi really had no fighting capability back then. Would you say the Straw Hats were babysitting her? Nah, I just don't like Momo. I understand that. So he doesn't have to join. End of story. Wait, hold on, because the chat just jumped. Omak, what purpose will Momonosuke serve on the crew? It's basically him learn. It's basically for Void Century shit. Him wanting to learn. He wants to become the Shogun of Wano. It mirror his father going out on Roger and Whitebeard's ship. He'd actually become a decent swordsman. Kawina with glasses versus Tashigi. Kawina didn't need glasses. It mirror Odin going out to sea. We get more Void Century shit because Robin just wants to know the history of the world. Momonosuke wants to know the specific history of Wano, why the Kozuki closed off Wano, and what Momo doesn't join though. We already have Robin for that. Like I just said, Static. Robin is trying to find out the history of the ancient kingdom, not Wano. When Momo ever interested wait, what? Momo is not like his father. Momo is not like his father. He wants to be the Shogun of Wano. He's going to be like his father. Carrot is trash, bro. Momo over Carrot. Joker, I agree with you, but I wouldn't call Carrot trash. She's interested in the Void Century, and she's interested in the Void Century on the Void Century as a whole. That she's not gonna find out why Toki came so far into the future in the first place, and 2, she's not interested in the Kozuki family as like specifically. If she finds out if she's reading a poneglyph and all of the participants in this big war in the Void Century, he goes blah 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 blah, the Kozuki blah 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 blah. Oh, the Kozuki, isn't that Momonosuke's family? And then just continue on. She doesn't care about the Kozuki specifically. Kinamo might join too if Momo does. He wouldn't want Momo to be put in danger without supervision. I guess that's a point that Static brought up. He's getting babysat. I mean, look, Momo is not like his father who is rebellious, but he does want the samurai code. And learning from Zoro, yeah, he is gonna be rebellious. And he's not rebellious, but he is a smartass. He's not his father in terms of personality, but in terms of the Kozuki name, we got a lot of shit that's left up in the air when it comes to the Kozuki, and I feel like Momonosuke going out to sea, that would be his motivation. He'd want to finish what his father started if he didn't get it. His father was older, traveled the world. His father was trying to get out of Wano since he was a kid. And if you want to be technically Momonosuke is 28 years old. Odin want to go outside world. What? Odin wants to go to the outside world. Yeah, and he went out there and he met the Pirate King, and his ambitions changed to I want to be with this man. I want to help him fulfill his ambitions.
Yeah.
Momonosuke's still an 8-year-old body though, which is why he's been training. Yes, he is in an 8-year-old body, and we already know with less than like 2 weeks training, Kobe went from a little shit like Momonosuke to a massive growth spurt. And Oda confirmed that in an SBS when they asked, how did Kobe get so big in such a short time span? They said he just had a big growth spurt. And that was literally that's seriously the explanation that Oda gave. He just had a big growth spurt. How old is Kobe though? Kobe, we don't have a confirmed age, I don't believe.
No, I don't.
Kobe.
I don't think we.
After the time skip, he's 18. He's 18 after the time skip. We do have an age for him. He's 18 after the time skip. But regardless, it doesn't matter. As long as he gets a growth spurt, he's training with Zoro, the future world's strongest swordsman. I really don't see the issue with training to become stronger to where you can hold your own against like Emperor crew, just not commanders and shit. Kobe old. Oh, look at that. Kobe way older than Momo. Okay. Ace was like how old when they beat Blue Jam? Like you're bringing up age. Yeah, he was 10 when he was fucking up Blue Jam. He went back. Him and Dedan went back. Dedan got beat the fuck up, and he no-diff Blue Jam and carried Dedan over that mountain all the way back home. Age has absolutely nothing to do with it. As long as Momonosuke is capable of carrying himself.
Ace had been training since he was what, 6? 5 or 6?
Yeah, Garp has been putting Ace through that kind of training since he was a kid.
Yeah, like
DDI Ace. Wait, did Ace travel Blue Jam? Ace didn't travel with Blue Jam. No, he just did. Ace travel at the age though? What does traveling have to do with it? The fact that he was able to carry himself and protect himself is enough. If Ace went out to sea, I'm pretty sure he would have been able to protect himself, getting stronger and stronger as he went on. But the fact is, he didn't. Momonosuke, as of right now, he's not strong enough, but he was out at sea already. And yeah, he got captured and he got captured and shit, but he was able to escape. At Punk Hazard, he escaped the ship. He wasn't getting tested on. He ate that devil fruit and got trapped down in the garbage chute. Yes, he's a kid, and that's the point. Ace had been prepared. Okay, Ace had been prepared, but he didn't travel. Momonosuke, he's not prepared, but he is going to travel, and he's getting prepared as he travels. Like, I'm not understanding what's hard to understand about that.
I think it's the preparation thing overall.
With the power creep that we've had in One Piece recently, Momonosuke is definitely gonna get strong enough to handle himself. Maybe not 1v1 versus a commander, but hell, who doesn't get 1v1? Who doesn't get 1v1s? Fucking Usopp. Usopp is a fucking sniper support. Him and Usopp could be tag teaming most of the time. Shit. Nobody likes Momo, that's all. Tyler Hawk, that's what I believe. It's just the fact that people fell on the bandwagon of Momonosuke is a crybaby. He needs and that's it. They don't see progression. Few years later, perhaps. I really think that people just don't see progression.
I can see progression, but at the same time, I don't want Momo to join it, and I don't think Momo will join.
And I respect that. I understand that. I understand that there are points against Momonosuke joining. The point that they brought up, him versus him, the Straw Hats versus Blackbeard. I don't think Momonosuke has no chance in 1v1 in a commander or hell, even tag teaming with Usopp. He's not going to be much help. If it's Momonosuke and Usopp versus Van Augur, Momonosuke is not going to be much help unless Momonosuke gets over his fear of flying and Usopp is riding Momonosuke in the air while he's sniping. But I don't see that as a possibility. I don't think that's going to happen.
Yeah, I am looking forward to Van Augur versus Usopp. I reckon that'll be one of the fights of. I think that's going to be one of the top tier fights, top 10 1v1s in the verse. In all of it.
Joker said, "Silvers, if Zoro can beat King, Momo can beat Kaido. No cap. How do you correlate that?" Florian, what's going on, man? How's it hanging? I'm doing good. I think we about to wind down the stream in a few. We are going on what? Damn, it's been 2 hours and 17 minutes. I think Momo has a lot to offer to the crew, but responsibility in his country is more important. You can dispute that fact. Wano needs a new and strong leader. Hiyori.
I think.
Just sad the country is too sexist to give Hiyori that chance. I don't think the country is sexist. Hiyori is a goddamn is manipulative as hell. I think that she'd be able to rule Wano with Kinemon and them serving as her vassals. Joker is delusional. Give me his mod until. Wait, Joe.
His mod.
Omac, exactly. I mean, yeah, Momo. But the thing is, Omac, if Momo stays in Wano, what is he gonna do to rule the country? Just sit there as a figurehead while Kinemon and them run everything? That's my thing.
I think he also needs to learn how to rule Wano. He needs to learn
swordsmanship. He can learn to read the poneglyphs, which is a trait of his family from Robin. He learned leadership and how to be a goddamn man from Luffy. So by the time he gets back to Wano, even if in the story time, that's in 6 months, even in the story's time period in 6 months when he comes back to Wano, let's just say he's 10 years old at that point. He's already 1,000 times more mature than he would be if he just stayed in Wano. Because what is he learning in Wano?
How to rule a country specifically.
When he saw everybody in the prison bowing to him, he was flabbergasted. He didn't know what the fuck to do. He was just looking in shock. He couldn't even say anything.
Yeah, I don't think he'll join.
I think he will. If you haven't seen it, I have a video on who I think will join the crew. You should watch it. Shameless plug. Ain't no shameless plug. This is my goddamn stream.
Yeah.
Or Momo can just figure out what he wants to do and not force him to dream what everyone else wants him to be. Tyler, that's what I think he already wants to be the Shogun. He said he wants to be the Shogun, and I think him going out with the Straw Hats would further that. Oh shit, Lothar, oh shit, tip 15. Thank you, bro. Oh shit. Yo, Lothar, what's going on? I saw you in Eric and Christian's stream earlier. How you been, man? Bedtime. Cody, go to bed. The fact that the border of Wano can be open, it's open to the new world for him to travel. I'd rather Carrot join the crew than Momo. And I understand that fact. I understand that. Night. All right, Mike. All right, Cody. Hold on, y'all. Oh, damn. Y'all still in Discord. If Momo joins, he'd low-key be top 10 in the verse by age 30. And that's another thing that I brought up. Momo is essentially the Shanks of the next generation. If Momo joins the Straw Hats, when he comes back, he's going to be a goddamn monster. He doesn't need to travel. He can carry the lesson from... Wait, what? Lothar has been lurking. Winding down to go to bed. Lothar, you softy. Yo, Lothar. Wait, Lothar, why are you not modded in here? Add moderator. There you go. Lothar, you and Joker. Lothar, you and Joker are in every goddamn stream, bro. Like, you guys at every fucking where. Everywhere.
Yeah.
Oda can just off-screen Momo's progression. I'd be fine with that off-screen. I would too, but what would be the point? I'd rather see Momonosuke's progression, especially if he has ties to the Void Century and him having such a clear dream of wanting to become the Shogun. If you off-screen him becoming strong enough to rule Wano in place of, I guess you could say, Kaido, because Orochi wasn't shit. I'm not giving him that. I would much rather see him training under Zoro and Hiyori building up Wano as it was back then, in like the physical sense, and Momonosuke coming back to rule. Or hell, they rule together. Shit, not as husband and wife. No, that's weird. That's nasty. Even if I'm busy, I try to pop in and say what's up. Hey, Lothar, that's what's up, man. Thank you for stopping by. I appreciate it, and thank you for the donation. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna give Lothar his props again. Play that shit again. What the hell? He put a watermelon. Oh my god, it's a puppy!
Yeah, no, that's cute.
Lothar, thank you for the tip. It's much appreciated, bro. So it was okay. Let me counter that question. What's the point for Oda to off-screen a lot of things he should have shown post time skip? I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know. I mean, I'm not Oda. I don't know the point of off-screening most things, but all right, ladies. All right, Cody. You better be on Monster Hunter World tomorrow. We got stuff to do. Nigga, I was on Monster Hunter today. But, Momonosuke on the crew, it may not show all of the progression, like every single thing he learns. Like, fuck, in Wano, we didn't know that he'd been training with Zoro all this time. Everything that he's been learning, we didn't know that Zoro was teaching him. That was a point that I brought up for my theory for Momonosuke to join. Like, he could learn from Zoro. Zoro's already been has already been teaching him. So, like, let that continue. It's off screen, but at least he's still learning it.
Yeah.
Okay, then Oda can off-screen Momo's progression. He can, but I don't think. But okay, he can, and most of the progression probably will. Did you take the quiz yet? If not, make a vid about it. I will probably make that video tomorrow. So Momo can learn lessons himself. Who's he gonna learn swordsmanship from? Kinemon? Okay, yeah, Kinemon, Ashura Doji, he has people there to teach him, but if you want to be the Shogun, you got to be better than them, and who better to put you above the current strongest samurai in Wano than the future world's strongest swordsman? That's my whole point.
I think
Denjiro. Yeah, he has
The-
people there, but Zoro is the best teacher right now. He's the future world's
But-
strongest swordsman.
my counterpoint to that is that Kushiro was Zoro and Quina's teacher, but both of them passed to him really quickly. So
Wait, hold on. Say that again, because you're breaking up. It's mad staticky.
Kushiro taught both Zoro and
Kuina.
Kuina, and both passed him relatively quickly. So who's
We
to say
don't know.
Momo-
We don't know that. We don't know that. He is the descendant of someone from Wano. Hell, Zoro apparently even met the Shimotsuki who left Wano. He called him Gramps. Like Grandpa, like what did he call him? I know he said Grandpa, like Gramps something.
Yeah.
And if he was a distinguished swordsman, because remember the way that Zoro learned how to cut steel is by a goofy teaching that Koshiro had, like that Koshiro taught him. I would be 100% okay with the idea that Koshiro is actually a monster swordsman. I'm not saying like anywhere on the tier of Mihawk or whatever, but like because oh fuck, I hate making this comparison. Say like some. All right, no, I ain't even gonna compare it to Fairy Tail because we just had a movie like this. Say a big big ass festival happens, a pirate festival where shit like motherfuckers gather, trade crewmates, trade weapons, and all of that shit. Like shit just happens, and Koshiro shows up, and him and Zoro just have some type of like a little bout. Him and Zoro just go at each other, like just to test the strength, see how far you've come since I stopped teaching you. I'd be okay if Koshiro turned out to be somebody who just whooped Zoro's ass, like he beats his ass. I'd be okay with that. I was so on board with the idea of Koshiro being Denjiro that I made that shit the thumbnail, and the tagline for the fucking stream was "I'm doubling down." It's not confirmed Zoro met the old man from Wano, but it's hinted. Zoro did mention an old man and that's who he was talking about. Pirate Festival sounds like Stampede. That's what I'm talking about, Omac. Oh, damn. Oh, shit, I went up to 706. Hey. All right, I'm not gonna promise nothing because I was about to say I'm a promise. I was about to promise some shit, but all right, we have been going on for damn 2.5 hours. Great, I'm happy that the conversation was flowing like that. It's a cool idea. I'd like at least Vivi show us something, help Luffy as a character. I think Vivi's coming back too. This guy came Zoro Island when he was a kid though. Taught him snatch. No, that guy, that Shimo, I think his name was Gozaburo Shimotsuki. Gozaburo came to the East Blue. He established Shimotsuki village. Had Koshiro. Koshiro had Kuina, and then Zoro came to the dojo. People still believe that Zoro's the Shimotsuki. I don't believe he is. I don't believe Zoro's the Shimotsuki. I don't believe that Zoro's from Wano or has any ties from Wano. People say, "Oh, look at the silhouette. Look at the silhouette of the Shimotsuki who died in Wano like 20 years ago. His wife probably left Wano and had Zoro in the East Blue, and they went to Shimotsuki Village. How would she know where Shimotsuki Village is if Gozaburo left? And as far as we know, he never came back." But that's where I'm gonna end it. Thank you, Rockstar, for coming through. If you haven't already, watch my last 3 crew members video. It's on the channel. I'm not gonna say like and subscribe. Fuck that. I'm tired of saying it. That shit blows me. But yeah.
Like and subscribe this channel, guys.
Jesus
I'll do it
Christ.
for you.
Jesus Christ. All right, but yeah, now Zoro has Wano tier. It was confirmed as BS. Yeah, he has Wano ties with the people in the village, but I don't think he's from Wano. Hopefully, open up the portals and Wano like your father. All right, take it easy, guys. I will see y'all next chapter, or hell, I might stream a random discussion at some point because I don't want the channel to go like dead for a period of time. So take it easy. Until then, see y'all next time. Peace.